say a word before the readings about what we did as we processed in the readings that we had from Matthew about the triumphal entry. We began by acknowledging that that something is happening. He's entering as king, and that his crown is a crown of thorns, and that his throne is the cross. But I want to kind of make sure we understand what the setting was like in that in Matthew's day. It was a scene that was dripping with symbolism, that it was alive with defiant hope, and it was poised for a collision with Rome. You see, this was Passover. This is one of three great festivals of the Jews, the most important one, the one that marked their liberation from Egypt. And they were desperately in need of another liberation, except this time from Rome. And Rome knew it, because, see, during Passover, Jerusalem would swell from 3 or 5 times its normal size. And it was a time that was literally ripe for revolt. There were other Passovers. The Jews had tried to revolt against Rome and to squash it. They would crucify those who were revolting. And so, for Rome's part, Rome had brought in Pilate. You see, Pilate doesn't live in Jerusalem. Pilate lives away, but he comes as a show of Rome's power. And he comes with 5 to 6 more Roman soldiers. And so one other thing, not only is there the prophecy in Zechariah that their king will be humble and riding on a donkey, the Jews, but these palm branches are not just, they're not symbols of peace. They're not something they just picked up because they were great fans in their day, and it can get warm. The palm branch to the first century Jew is what the American flag is to us. You see, about 70 years ago, Rome had come through and taken over. But prior to that, for about 100 years, they had had this tiny window of autonomy during the Greek rule. And during that time, they minted their own coins. And guess what the symbol was on the coin? The palm branch. The Zealots, who were one of the Jewish sects, S-E-C-T, sects, I can't say that word still, one of those, their symbol was the palm branch because it was a symbol of national patriotism. So let me just put it in our day. What we just did, what we read, what just happened was like this. Let's say Putin, we had been invaded by Russia, and Putin is sitting in the White House. It's the 4th of July, and Americans have descended on the National Mall because there are rumors. There are rumors of a man who we think might be the one who can liberate us from Russian oppression. And we're hearing that he's coming, and we're waiting. There are stories of glories past of our country, and all of a sudden, we hear he's coming. And he's not doing it secretly. I mean, he's coming. And people begin pulling out small American flags and waving, and somebody breaks out in song, and I'm not going to do it. Oh, say, can you see? This is what we just did. It is poised for collision with Rome. If we had a bird's eye view of Jerusalem, historians tell us on the one side, on the east side, we would see Jesus riding on the donkey and the Jews waving their national symbol. And in the east, the west gate on the other side, Pilate is entering on his war horse with his 5,000 to 6,000 soldiers, empire flexing their muscle. Jews, if you try to revolt, we will squash you. And you know what we do to your would-be kings. We hang them on a wooden cross.